It has begun. Hello YouTube, Rainy here in the channel. Just be you, welcome. Well, this week has gone by pretty quick, but a little saddened. Things didn't kind of go the way I expected. I did lose 3 baby betas, and then sadly, yesterday I did lose the, I guess you can say the female beta. One of my female betas passed away too. Ugh, and I'm so devastated. It was the translucent one, not the platinum one. She's not platinum, but the translucent one. And you know what? I've been baffled. I've been trying to think about like what the world did I do, and I think it kind of comes down to the simple fact that maybe I was feeding them too much. You know, and you never think, you never thought to yourself, well, I can never feed too much. Well, I guess you could. So she had a little bit of bloating, and I did see it in the 3 baby betas that also passed away. They had a lot of bloating, and did some research, read up on it, and they said, yeah, it could be because you fed them too much, and they're constipated, and their bellies then protrude out pretty big, and they start to get lopsided, and then they can't, they can't get things through their system, and then they eventually just die. And so I was a little devastated this week, lost 3, and then the big, female beta. But the show must go on. So rip to those guys. But what I've gotten here is that I went ahead and bought myself a nice LED light for the plant, and this is going to help me set up for the big flat aquarium that I've been trying to plan out. So I'm gonna show you guys that in a bit, but first, yeah, there it goes. She's kind of lonely in there now, it's just her. But I did have the other female in here, the translucent one. Rip. But here, these guys are doing okay. Even though I did lose 3, and have been controlling their eating. Only feed them twice a day, 1 in the morning, 1 at night. So I've already fed them already, and they're not so protruding. Like their stomachs aren't so protruding as they were before. And before, I would just kind of feed them and just kind of like feed them as much as they wanted, And sometimes giving something more than it should isn't always a good thing. But these betas are growing. We're going on week 8. Can you believe that? It's almost like 2 months. Like 2 months. Yeah, pretty much. And these guys are growing. Look at that. They look exactly like the female. Like those guys there look exactly like the female. But let's get a closer look. I'm going to take my phone. I'm going to record inside. Let's go take a look. So from the looks of it, you can see my reflection there, but they're pretty big, and there's still some small ones in there too. And maybe it's because, they're trying to fight over food and stuff, but they are pretty big, And there's still some that still have pretty big bellies that are trying to shrink down a little bit. Maybe feed them twice a day will probably kind of help monitor their weight and their constipation that they may, end up getting when they're eating too much. But they're doing fine. Yeah, they're awesome. And hopefully, I did do like a half water change in the mid of this week, and that went well. I was so scared to try to like change the water because last time I did, a lot of them died, But they're actually doing pretty good. And the colors on them are so vibrant now, so defined. I mean, it's kind of crazy. Like I said, they're no longer fries anymore. They're baby betas. Look at those guys. Yeah. And I'm going to give them like another week. And after another week, they should be a good enough size at that point. And then, yeah, let me know. I'm going to start giving these guys away. No point in just keeping them all to myself. I wouldn't have nowhere else to put them. So leave me a comment if you want a beta. It's yours. And at this point, I can't really tell if they're female or males yet. So I'm not going to be able to give you a pair, but I'm going to give you one. You're going to just get whatever gender it is that comes. But yeah, they're doing great. This guy staring me right in the face. Hey, buddy. Whew. Well, he knows I'm recording. But yeah, I'm going to start giving these away after when this next week come by here. I know I'm offering it to some family members as well. Only locally. I don't like shipping them. Puts them to too much stress. So we'll see if anybody wants them. But you know what? You know what's really selling off the hook right now? My grindle worms. Yeah, you figure. You know, one thing I've noticed is that people aren't really into wanting to buy bettas, but what they want to do is they want to raise bettas on their own. You know, and so they need the necessary things that are needed to help their fishes grow, and that's food, live food. And so I've actually been selling a good amount of my cultures, and just like last week, I decided to go to Sam's Club, and I bought myself some pretty nice, hefty Tupperware. I think they come in a box of like 60 or something like that. Yeah, so I'm going to be selling them out of those guys, and I got a few going. They're not truly mature yet, but I do got some going, so maybe in the next week here, you know, I'll have plenty of grindle worms to sell. And I've got 2 that are being sold this weekend. A guy's coming by, and one did inquire, but he did ask, well, how far do you live? Because that's going to determine too, right? If anybody really wants to make that trip to come down. And so he did ask for my zip code. I gave it to him, and he didn't reply back. So I don't know if he really wanted to make the trip here. I didn't ask where he was, but you know, hey, you know, if this is the only place you can get grindle worms, man, might as well, right? Cheap too. I'm only selling for $5 a tray. So, but yeah, my grindle worms are selling pretty good. So, but I'm gonna eventually start putting these guys up for sale. But if you request to my channel here, I mean, I'll give them for free. So you can take them, you know, 1, 2 max, 2 at max. I have about 32 in here, so. But definitely let me know, and I'll hook you up. So grindle worms are doing fine. I'm starting to culture more. Because I'm feeding the fishes less, now I have more grindle worms to culture. So that's actually a good thing. And so I've got some extra Tupperwares all set up and ready to go. And hopefully by next week, they're gonna bloom and explode. And yeah, I'm gonna have some to sell. But the other great project that I'm doing is my other tank. So as you can see, I've kind of started. I already put water in it, and I've got rocks. I've got riverbed rocks, riverbed pebbles. I got some black gravel as well. I got my filter in there. I got to put a little bit more water in here, maybe just enough to cover the sponge filter there. But eventually, I'm gonna start putting the plants that are over here. I'm gonna start putting the plants over here, and then move the light over. And this will be the main pond, mini pond for my bettas. I'm gonna try to see if I can get them all to live in here. I know everybody says don't put the bettas together, but I'm gonna try. So I got this all set up. It looks like pretty cool. I mean, look at this. Oh, it's good, like it's like a little pond in my house, you know. And so hopefully I can get this thing going. It's gonna be so cool. I gotta get more plants though. And once I've sold enough of my grindle worms, I'm gonna actually go buy some driftwood. There's Amazon sells some driftwood, 8-piece for like 4 to 6 inches long. That'll be perfect. But for now, I'm actually trying to look for some plants that I can put in here as well, where the roots actually do can sit in water. So I'm gonna try to find some of those plants, put them around the edges here, and so it looks like, it's like a bush or something, you know what I mean? And then I'm gonna put the floating plants up in there, and I'm gonna start slowly introducing the bettas in here. And not the baby bettas yet. I don't know how they're gonna react. They might be a little too sensitive to that. But this is it, you guys. This is it. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for kind of checking me out and see the progress of the fishes, and also my little project that I'm gonna do here. And next time you see this, hopefully I can get it all nice and decorated with, driftwood and plants. A little bit of aquascaping what I've been kind of looking at some videos at as well, and so it's been giving me ideas. But this is awesome. This is awesome. All right. But everything else is going fine. I know I have the bettas upstairs in little containers. Eventually, I want to move them down here too. I'm going to try to create enough places where they can hide, move, and just kind of like, claim their own little area. So that's kind of the deal, kind of the idea. We'll see how that works. So thanks a lot for tuning in, guys. A little update from me to you. Have a great weekend and stay cool. And like always, just be you.